All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that we will. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and endure the afflictions to feed and edify the elect. We are here once again with another weekly edification, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know you are the children of Israel according to the scriptures. All right, this is a place that we're currently, being possessed at. All right, it's the land of our captives, man. All right, or the people that have us in captivity. All right, Babylon the Great, as the scripture related it as, man. All right, and as the days go further and further on along, you're starting to realize that this here place is living up to its name. All right, the land of confusion. All right, because hey, everything that you have going on out here, man. All right, is nothing more than confusion and deception. All right, hey, and forgive me if hey, this weather way colder than what we used to out here, man. But nevertheless, hey, man, we still got to be out here prophesying because, hey, think about all the rest of the brothers that's further on up north, man. All right, we like the only place that's not, damn near single-digit temperatures and things like that. So, hey, man, we're gonna bear the weather regardless. But nevertheless, just going back to the land of confusion, speaking to somebody on this last night about how this here place, going into the name of Babylon, all right, the land of confusion, and how everything here is all fake, man. Everything here is an illusion. Everything that you look at, everything that you see here, everything that's being pushed and promoted here is an illusion. But speaking about this last night about how, some of these people, it was just, how all being in the men of the Lord, all conversations always lead back to the scriptures, man. All right, you can be speaking about one thing, which lead into another conversation. Then about these, I don't know how the hell we got in the conversation, but these celebrities and certain things, and then them and they BBLs and everything else like that. It's like, look, man, hey, I heard somebody made a joke about that, talking about that BBL stand for Be Back Later. All right, how these women, they go modify their bodies. It's like, look, and then come to find out with that whole process, damn, my damn incense went out already. Hold on. Going through that whole process, you have to eat and diet and exercise a certain type of way, for a certain amount of time and everything else like that. But, just going into that discipline, all right, before you can even have the procedure done. Most of these women can't do that without it, but then they go get this procedure done. Then they have to do that discipline. It's like, well, if you could do that discipline, you wouldn't need these body modifications. Then they go get the body modifications. Then all of a sudden, they start living like they was beforehand, man. Eating unrightly and everything. So now their body's all dysmorphed. And guess what? You got to be back later to go get that procedure done again, right? Hey, man, so we're living in a time now. That conversation sparked another conversation with, these body modifications and the deception that we have going on, man. You have it down to the point where men are even getting these body modifications, man. BBLs and breast lifts and what do they call, like fake abs, fake beards, beard weaves, hair weaves, and everything else like that. In fact, that's what the conversation started off as, is people with their little weaves and everything else, like these guys with their weaves. But hey, man, everything that you see here is all what? A confusion and a deception, man. All right, to deceive you. Everything here is with deceivableness, man. All right, and that's what this here place is known for, man. This place is being inhabited by what? The devil, man. The devil goes into the word deceiver, man. Everything that you see out here is the straight deception. What's going on, man? It's straight deception, man. Nothing is, as whatever you see out here is nothing like what you it seems to be, man. And again, going into the conversation that I was speaking about, and that conversation led into other things. Like, hey, man, you see all these young guys riding these Lambos and all these expensive cars in your downtown areas. Like, what they don't realize is those cars are all rented. All right, you see these women taking flicks up into these nice hotel rooms and everything else like that. Hey, man, she might be room service or work at the hotel or at the bar, just flicking up in there, man. So everything that you see out here is all fake. It's led to lead you astray, man. All right, you see all this commercials on certain things. Call now for your free governmental, the government is giving out this here money on this and that and all these different plans. Hey, man, right now, you would just listen blindly to the commercials and start believing into some of that shit, man. Wait a minute, you can get your $5,000 for this, $10,000 for that, $100,000 for this. Hey, man, all these things. But then, if that was the case, why everybody is still in poverty, man? How come everybody is looking a certain type of way, man? All right, and this being the holiday spirit, the Christmas spirit that's going out right about now. Hey, man, and look at what the Most High is doing to your holidays as we speak, man. Matter of fact, we're going to go into some of those scriptures. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and go. We'll start out with a so-called Christmas lesson. I didn't want to go there at first, but hey, it is tomorrow's Christmas, but nevertheless, this is what the people are in this here spirit right now, man. All right, you don't really see too much of, you do have people with their little lights up, people riding around with their little Christmas hats on, and they doing their little thing. But hey, man, there's a lot of people in dire straits right now, man. Trying to get just trying to keep a roof over their head, trying to keep the energy on and everything. I was talking to some relatives earlier today, that live up a little up north, and they saying, they at work, and talking about, hey, man, I'm trying to just keep the pipes from busting at work, man. They just freezing up and everything else like that, man. All right, hey, people asking me, throughout the week about certain things about, the water freezing here in Florida. Like, we ain't never really had no problem like that, you know what I'm saying? And my first response is, nah, you shouldn't have to worry about that type of shit. We don't really have them issues like that here, you know what I'm saying? But then, hey, you never know what the Most High may bring, man. All right, because we're at a time, that's the thing that people seem to forget in their minds, man. They seem to keep getting surprised by these things that happen on the earth. In fact, we're going to start with that precept first in Matthew 24. All right, Matthew 24 verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. All right, and let me go and read. Let me read that in Luke, because it's a different precept I want to read in Luke that speaks on that a little bit better. All right, this is. Ooh, shit. This is it says that in perplexity. I want to see. I just want to get it all in one. All right, well, we can read that as well too. I'll read that real quick, but I just want to get one all in one. Let me read this in Second Esdras instead. So that's Second Esdras 9. Oh no, maybe 15 or 16. This is Second Esdras 16 and verse 17. All right, this is actually, this says it all right here. Boom. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? All right, and that was the point, all in one. All right, the beginning of sorrows, famine, and great death. All right, we're living in that point in time right about now, man. All right, you got famines, all right, where, not just a shortage of food, but, hey, people are on their income is falling short right about now, man. People are just like, look, I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to do this. All right, and then some people are saying, hey, look, the last a couple years we weren't able to do Christmas. We weren't able to go out and go do these things. Now we want to go out and go do these things. Hey, but then you still have some people who are afraid to go out and about over these scenarios. Hey, don't come to my house unless y'all got the little situation. Hey, think about how many different how many different families' relationships was tarnished over that whole scenario, man. All right, some people believe in this way. Some people believe in that way. Torn families apart. So now that these holidays are coming back on around, the smoke kind of cleared. Now the tables, well, you can use the term again, the smoke kind of cleared. They was forcing you, hey, don't come around here unless you got that so on and so forth. And then now look at times past, like, well, wait a minute. I didn't go and get the shit. You went and got the shit. Your ass is the one that keep being sick. I need to be worried about your ass getting me sick. You over here worried about me getting you sick. You the one got me sick over here, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, man, this is the place, like I said, of great confusion, man. All right, and it's being brought down, being brought low. All right, in fact, let's go ahead and grab that before we grab that that other precept I was going to grab. This is Isaiah 24. All right, and we'll grab that Amos real quick. But, and that Jeremiah. All right, matter of fact, we might grab that Jeremiah first. Then we'll come back to this Isaiah 24. Then we'll grab that Amos. So we got Isaiah 24 on deck. Let's go to this Jeremiah 10. Let's set the backdrop. because this is the time. This is the time of that season, man. That we're in. You know, they say the so-called holiday spirit. I was in the gas station last night, as a matter of fact, and you know, I had just said this to somebody else. You know, speaking to somebody a little bit more spiritual about how there's a whole spirit that's going on around this here time, man. With things like this, or things start to happen, man. You know, I say they talk about the holiday spirit, like, yeah, there's something real serious about the holiday spirit, you know. And I was speaking to this here person about just being in traffic. You know, I was in traffic this one particular day, and almost got into about 3 or 4 accidents because just people just driving wild out here, man. All right, just being wild and reckless and crazy and things like that. And it's like, yo, it's something about that. You know, when they say the holiday spirit, is something real about that, man. All right, these people will just be bugging out here, man. You say a lot of these people that go in and do all these horrific things to their families, their loved ones, and things like that, for the lack of having their family around in these times. They be reflecting on these things. You know how they say in the world, you've been a Grinch or a Scrooge a whole year. Now these things come around, you want to go do something horrible to people, man. All right, it's just some type of spirit that the Lord puts onto these people out here, man. All right. But nevertheless, you know, speaking on to that so-called holiday spirit, I was in the gas station, and I heard the dude that was pretty much in front of me. He was talking to the clerk. You know, he was talking about some goddamn this holiday spirit and all this here stuff going on. There's a lot of people out here with just negativity going on and all these different things. Like, it's a lot of good things that people see in their family and everything, but then there's a lot of basically he was saying a lot of wickedness that was going on as well too. And I was just like, yeah, you know, and this was the Edomite speaking, man. All right, you know, but hey, the sentiment was still there, man. You know, he looked like Edomite. He could have been whoever he was, but the you know, the point was being made clear, man. You know, when you have a spiritual ear to hear things like that, you know, the spiritual discernment is like, yeah, it is a wicked spirit that's going on out here, man. You know, most people say, oh, they love this here time of year because of the festive spirits and everybody's all loving and this and that. But like, yo, but you don't realize a lot of wickedness goes on at this here particular time and season of the year, man. Starting really in October, man. There's a lot of how they say what they call ritualistic sacrifices that go on between this here time period, man. All right, and so you even have at this here point in time, like I said, you have a lot of people do a lot of wicked things, all right around these here holiday seasons, man. So it wouldn't surprise me, even if you have like you know, I ain't been watching, you know, these events that's happening on the news, as far as like, you know, when they have like the Christmas carolers or the whatever parade, Christmas Day parades and everything else like that. You know, I ain't into all of that stuff, you know. But in fact, I have found there was one event, but found out about that a little bit late. It was the Macy's Day Parade and everything else like that. Are you coming or you going? I guess you didn't want to listen. Indecisive. But hey, it is what it is, man. You know, that's just your own markings, man. But nevertheless, you know, what was it? The Macy's Day Parade, you know, you did have one event that happened out there. But hey, people still going out to these things, man. All right, you know, at this point in time, the spirit of Babylon the Great is still pumping. All right, you know, you people are holding on to your last leg, but you know, one sense you over here moaning and groaning because of what? You know, oh, they taking away our country. We broke out here. We can't do this and we can't do that. But then getting still, you out here doubling down into your wickedness, man. You don't realize that there's a correlation between the more wickedness that you're doing and the more stuff that's going on out here, man. It's just like a person that's just obese and overweight, man. You don't realize that, you know, the stuff that you over here binge eating because you're depressed because you overweight. But then it's just like a continuous cycle. Oh, I'm overweight. Let me go and binge eat. Well, you're getting big because you over here binge eating. Which, like, when you gonna, you know, realize that this is how you got here, man? All right, but getting still, hey, Babylon the Great, the land of great confusion. They don't realize these things. They think that, you know, saying things like, let's keep God in the school. I was watching another video about something like this, man, and this was coming from a so-called Christian type of thing. But it's like, hey, man, when they made a good point. They said when you remove one thing, you know, like the scriptures say, you know, basically once you let those evil spirits out your house, you clean the house and everything else like that. Hey, man, if you don't replace, you know, roughly paraphrasing, if you don't replace it with the spirit of the Most High and Yahushua inside, hey, them spirits is gonna come back and they're gonna bring 7 more demons upon you, man. All right, because hey, you done cleaned and cleaned out the house, but you left it empty. All right, so hey, when you empty out certain things inside of let's say a house like Babylon the Great here, you take, let's say, reading the Bible out of school, you take God out of America, the concept of righteous living and all these different things, you know, like in the beginning when the Most High said, hey, look, we're going to take away, or we're going to provide you with fruits and vegetables with seeds after their own self. Well, what did the devil do? We got to get rid of that, and we're going to have to replace it with something else, GMOs. We got to take out, God made these 2 genders, male and female, and we got to replace it with, hey, you got unlimited genders. You know, you got this here way, but we're going to replace it with that way. So, hey, we see what's going on out here, man. All All right, the high holy days of the scriptures, you don't know any of those. You don't remember any of those, but you know about Christmas, you know about Thanksgiving, you know about New Year's, and like I say, you got back to back to back holidays that's going on right now. Big major holidays that's going on right about now, man. And what do you think is going to be happening around this here whole time, man? A lot of families getting together, especially you Jake families, man. We know what happens when you get together on these events and stuff like that. It all come together, everybody be all nice and happy, wearing their little best outfits, driving their nice new cars and everything else like that. Then guess what? They sit down around the table, eat a bunch of abominable food, and then get jealous about one another, start cussing each other out. And then before you know it, the whole Christmas trip been ruined. Because nephew Tommy wanted to cuss out Aunt Jean, or cousin Scooter and them. He want to go borrow some money. You know what I'm saying? And then he got caught smoking weed around the back of Big Mama house. So now y'all in a whole little altercation. Come on, let me get my shit and go. I don't know why I come hang out with you niggas anyway like that. I'm better than this. She always think they better than us. This is what happens to Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, for what do you keep pushing this spirit on yourselves for anyway, man? All right, obviously this wasn't for us, but yet and still, hey, Jake don't know how to put two and two together, man. All right, they don't see the spiritual aspects of these things, all right? So let's read this in Jeremiah chapter 10, let's start at verse 1. It says, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So, hey, you know, twofold in there. Hey, let us not be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. You know, hey, the Lord gave us the directions of what's going on with these things, man. When you see this and when you see that these are made for signs, times, and, you know, discerning the times, man. So we'll be able to know when certain things are coming in. Hey, well, we know that, you know, the summer solstice, the winter solstice, you know, this is summertime, wintertime, this season, that season. You know, we know all these different things. Oh, it's this, the Sabbath thing came in. All right, so we know all these different things based off of the signs in the heavens. All right, and the Lord also gave us these things to tell us as, you know, more or less like a clock. You know what I'm saying? To tell us a certain things is going on. All right, you know, hey, anybody, you know, you may be a child and not know how to tell time on a clock or a watch. All right, but you can go outside and just as a little young child know daytime or nighttime just by looking up. Oh, it's daytime outside. Oh, it's nighttime outside. You know, you even know those signs, man. But yet and still, you have the heathen that's dismayed at these signs out here. Give me a second. But you have the heathen that's dismayed at the signs out here. You know, whether it be you know, new moons, asteroids, or what they call meteorites and things like that, eclipses and things like that, man. They're dismayed at these things and think that, you know, oh, there's certain omens and things like that that's going on with these things. And granted, some of these things are like that, but, you know, it's just, how do I say, faith builders for us. All right, you know, it's not to be sitting out here worshiping these, you know, eclipses and doing, how they say, seances and things like that for these things like the left-hand side does. You know, when you go into, I believe it was John Todd that broke out all these things about how they have, why it takes so long for a movie to come out or a CD to come out, or like, let's say somebody's album to come out once it's been recorded. All right, because if you know about these things, a lot of these things are recorded like a whole year before they actually be released. All right, and they take that time because they have a certain holiday, you know, that they go in there and they have like, what they call it, I forgot the name of the room they have, but basically it's a room with an altar, and they'll go in there and they'll how do I say, put a certain spirits on these albums, man. All right, I believe it was John Todd who spoke about this many years ago. But nevertheless, you know, these are the things that the heathen are dismayed at, man. All right, but we should be looking at these things as signs from the heavens, man. Hey, man, we didn't have so many of these damn blood moons and eclipses that's been happening over these last couple years, and they're getting more and more frequent. Hey, man, the Lord's trying to show us something, man. All right, and that's just about it. You know, hey, it's time for us to wake up. All right, hey, yeah, it is something crazy going on outside. Maybe we should tighten up, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, we shouldn't be, you know, over, how do I say, looking too deep into some of these things, man, and making up our own things. Oh, these are the gods that we should be worshiping and everything else like that. You know how they would say in the olden days, oh, well, you know, it's broad daylight, then all of a sudden there's an eclipse in the middle of the broad daylight. Oh, the sun was turning darkness. Oh, God is upset with us right now, this and that. Like, well, no, it's a sign that these things, you know, certain things are supposed to come to pass. You know, I can think of that movie, what was it, Apocalypto, right? But nevertheless, you know, we're not supposed to be dismayed at these things, right? But nevertheless, let's get back into the rest of this here verse. It says, at the top of verse 2, it says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. All right, and this is the point that I wanted to get into as far as these high holy days and all these different things out here, man. All right, because most of you Americans don't even know where the origins of these here holidays that you so-called celebrate even come from, man. All right, you go into the beginning of Thanksgiving, the beginning of Christmas. All right, the origins of all these different holidays, Valentine's Day, and all these things. So you think that these are just regular days that they just came up with here in America? It's the first time they've ever celebrated these things. It's an American thing, or it's a worldwide thing, or it's how they say in the world, it's Jesus's birthday, man. This is just a holiday and everything else like that. Nah, man, these things all go back to something different, man. And even when you do go back to find out where some of these origins come from, you know, they're even masking something even deeper than that. All right, they go back even further than that, you know. So you can just go back. It's like, well, it's like it. You can go back into Christmas, Saturnalia. All right, you can go back. Christmas really go back even further than that to what's your boy name was Nimrod. All right. Hang on one second. So damn cold. My damn fire went out. All right. But yeah, you had Nimrod, who pretty much, you know, him and Semiramis, all right, you know, and the Christmas tree, and the reason that you create the Christmas tree the way that you do, all right. Matter of fact, let's just read it because it goes into that, man. All this is spoken about, all right. This is Jeremiah 10. That's what happens when it get cold out. One more page. Jeremiah 10 and 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, neither be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, give me a second. I don't want my tripod to blow over. It says, verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. All right, so hey, they're empty origins, you know, or the whole process of it is empty, man. All right, you look at a lot of these different holidays and things that our people do. All right, these little ritualistic things that our people do, they go and they create their own types of gods, man. They create their own religions, they create their own things, and then at the end all be all, it's all vanity, man. All right, it's all vanity at the end of the day, man. They create their own gods, they create their own ways of being. All right, they how do I put it? They create a whole ritualistic thing to go behind it, man. And then they give it some sort of power. If you don't do it this way, if you don't do it that way, then these things, you know, like even in Christmas, they say if you don't do certain things, you're gonna get, I forgot what it is, but you get cold in your stocking if you don't do something a certain type of way. Then you get older and you realize, like, God damn it, this is my parents that did this shit the whole damn time anyway. So it's up to them to whether, however they was feeling, if they was wanting to play a joke on me, want to laugh or something, whether they put cold or candy in my goddamn stocking, man. All right. At the end of the day, you know it's all vain, man. You go out and you get these gifts, you wrap them all up. Give me 1 second. Woo. You get these gifts and you wrap them all up just to tear into the gifts, throw away all that damn paper. Just, you know, you can see how, you know, they say that what Christmas is for the kids, for the children and things like that, man. All right, you know, hey, you go and you look at these little kids and stuff like that. You give them Christmas and everything else like that, man. They be excited for the first 10 minutes, tearing everything up out the damn package. But after that, man, they, especially the younger that they get, man, these little young ass kids, man, they be more concerned about playing with the damn box or the damn paper than the gift that's inside of the shit, man. Then they gonna forget about it after a while anyway. They got their regular little toys that they like. You know, oh, this is my favorite toy right here. I carry this around. Matter of fact, I seen one of my little nephew birthday. He got a whole, he's into like monster trucks and shit like that. Monster trucks and Spider-Man and shit like that. Homeboy got like 1,000 damn near monster trucks for his birthday, right? Bunch of new little monster trucks. But guess what? He came to his birthday party with his 2 favorite monster trucks in his hand, and he left his party with his 2 favorite monster trucks in his hand. He didn't even open up half his damn gifts. He was more just concerned about playing with the monster trucks that he had, man. Like, see, y'all just wasted y'all money with all this here stuff that he ain't gonna remember none of this stuff. You could have repackaged, rewrapped some of the stuff that he already got, and he wouldn't even have known about it, man. Y'all the one over here putting the idea and everything, teaching him. You know, you spend so many years teaching and indoctrinating your kid about what Christmas is and all this and that and everything else, just for them to get to a certain age and tell them, hey, Santa Claus is fake, Christmas is fake, we just do this to be spending all this here money. And then you get to a certain age, even older than that, where you have kids and you start doing it for them, but then you get like, man, I ain't got no more money for this, man. This is just a money grab and everything. They even be all tight. It's like, well, hey, this ain't a law in America. This is something that y'all willingly did to yourselves, man. All right, just to sit here and feed the beast, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, man, this is all vanity, man. This whole process of doing all this here stuff, going into debt for this here holiday for some unthankful, ungrateful people, All right, people that you feel like, oh man, I gotta go. People you ain't even thought of all year, but you know what? My grandmama gonna look at me weird if I don't send her nothing. My mama and them gonna look at me weird if I don't send them nothing. And I ain't talked to them the whole goddamn year, man. Yeah, but yet and still, man, you know, this is like I used to always think in the world anyway that all these holidays was fake. Like, why I need a day to remind me to tell you how I feel about you, whether it be Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, your birthday, or whatever it is, man. Why the hell I need all these days to make you feel special about that? And at the same time, it's just another day, man. All right, we just going on about our own self, and you know, you sit here and put all this here emphasis into things like this, but you don't have a day where you go and you honor and reverence the Most High, man. How about that, man? You got a day for Santa Claus. Some people try to tune it into Jesus' day and everything, but what about you? You got on Jesus' day, Jesus' birthday. You giving everybody else gifts and everything, and what y'all doing for them. But what have you done for the Lord, man? All right, you know. But yet and still, this is why I say it's all vanity, man. All right, and again, hey, you got somewhat older kids. You see what they doing on Christmas. They just want to be nowadays. They just want to be in their damn room on their phones anyway. They're not worried about none of this shit, man. So all this is in vanity, man. And most people don't even know about the origins of Christmas. And it's funny how, you know, most people here in America, you know, so-called anti-religious, don't be thinking about quote-unquote Jesus. Don't be thinking about none of this here stuff until Christmas time come around and you have all on people's mailbox. Jesus is the reason for the season. You see the little mangers out in people's yards and everything else like that, man. You got all this here stuff that's going on out in around this here time, man. All right, but it's nothing but a land of confusion, man. All right, because again, the people who got these damn things in their yard about Jesus and all these different things. First of all, they got depictions of so-called white folks, man. And then you tell them that, hey, you know, if you have a so-called black Jesus in the black, you know, the black, what they call it, nativity scene or whatever like that. Some people might question you about it. You know, he wasn't that color, right? And then you go into the scriptures and you tell them what color the Lord was. And they're like, oh, his color don't matter. I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on here, man? There's nothing but confusion coming out of the minds of these here people, man. And then, like I said, the same people who got these nativity scenes and all these different Jesus is the reason, all these different things on that's going on. None of these people are you know, have anything to do with the Lord anyway, man. All right, you know, I can tell you about some shit that didn't happen in my life, but nevertheless, man, these people are goddamn hypocrites, man. All right, because like I said, man, they'll be sitting here faking and funking about, oh, we doing this for Jesus' birthday. You ask them about the Lord. You ask them about anything religious. You ask them about, you know, what they think about the Bible. Oh, we don't speak about religion. We don't talk about religion. We don't do religion. But you got a whole goddamn holiday that you masquerade in the fact that, oh, we doing this because it's Jesus' birthday. So you think if we just put because it's Jesus' birthday, you know what I'm saying, this is all good? You know what I'm saying? But this is the land, like I said, the land of confusion, man. All right? Getting back to Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3, it says, for the customs of the people, damn, that's all right. It says, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. So, hey, you know, this is going into the process of you know, how you celebrate Christmas. All right, you go inside the forest, you cut down this here tree with an axe. All right, you know, you have the same thing that's going on nowadays, man. You know, there's in every city, every town, all over the place since Thanksgiving popped off. You started seeing those little white tents with the Christmas trees for sale. All right, you got a multitude of people that's going to go buy these damn trees, put them up inside their homes. All right, and then even at this point in time of the year, you have a lot of people who wind up losing everything at this point in time of the year, man. All right, they go put these damn trees up in their house, real or fake. All of a sudden, they get a small fire, and that shit go up real quick. Whole house burned down, man. Some people even dying in these fires, man. All over Christmas time, man. You know, if you notice, you know, you can look at how much deaths actually, the death rate rises around, you know, like I said, from October, November to December. All right, even into January with New Year's, man. All right, I remember around Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving, there was a couple different plane crashes. There was a plane crash out here that happened, all right, where a little family was flying, I think they left from like St. Pete or something like that to North Carolina, wound up crashing in an airplane, a little small plane. It was like 2 airplane crashes, as a matter of fact, all right? But nevertheless, you know, the whole thing was, hey, we're going to go spend time with our family for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? How many people going to be on the road for Christmas? Going to go travel. They're probably on the road right now traveling for Christmas. All right, to go see somebody and everything else like that, man. All right, but hey, this is where we at right about now, man. All right, so hey, you know, you've had, I forgot who it was, or it was probably a couple years back, where they say, hey, enjoy your Christmas. It's the last one you're gonna have. All right, and shit, for the last 2 years, everybody been locked down, not wanting to go nowhere. Now everybody's depressed, ain't got no money for none of this here stuff, man. All right, but yet still, you got people that's taking out loans and money from other places just to so-called celebrate this, man. Going into debt just to make sure that they don't look bad in front of people that don't even care about you. Oh, I gotta show up with a gift or they gonna look at me all weird. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, man. Hey, man, you have, and it's funny that you have, it would seem like you know, a large percentage of these people that's out here still celebrating. But reality, man, a lot of people ain't really celebrating Christmas like that. You know, talking to certain people and hearing people talk, yeah, my parents ain't never really celebrated Christmas growing up like that. We ain't never really did this. Like, wait a minute. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna give us all this here hell because we don't celebrate these holidays. But even in your own household, y'all didn't celebrate Christmas like that. You know, I know for myself, we never, not to say we never celebrated Christmas, but, you know, by the time we was 10, we wasn't doing no shit like that no more. Our parents would just give us money and take us to the Walmart, like, yo, go get whatever y'all want to go get and do whatever y'all want to go do. We're not putting up no more trees and no shit up in the house. Kind of find out, shit, other people, a lot of other people grew up the same way like that as well, too. Now we just to the point, it's like, look, we done with this Babylonian way of life, man. We not doing this shit no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, call Halal Yahweh Shem Yahushua over the last year, the last 3 years. You know, I happened to be speaking to relatives and talking to relatives and actually being around relatives. I was around some relatives this year for Thanksgiving, and we didn't even know about Thanksgiving until the day after Thanksgiving. Happened to be seeing something on the news. Like I said, that one event that happened on Thanksgiving. Like, oh fuck, we forgot about the damn Macy's Day Parade. We forgot yesterday was Thanksgiving. Like, oh well, fuck it, it don't even matter anyway. So we weren't celebrating. But hey, you know, this is, you know, you see also the spirit of Babylon going out, man. All right, it's not as decked out as it usually is. All right, and hey, with this here weather, I know it ain't gonna be super all decked out either. But let's continue on. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3 again. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. All right, and this is what, you know, where you get the, like I said, we going into the Christmas trees, right? You have you know, these fake trees that they put up. All right, you got to fasten it down inside your house. All right, and you got that little smell and everything else like that. You decorate the tree with the you know, nowadays you do it with the Christmas lights and with the ornaments, the little tassels and things like that, which represent what? You know, reflective or shiny things, which is indicative to the gold and the silver back they used to use back in the days, man. So hey, there's nothing new, all right, under the sun, as the scriptures say, especially when it comes to this here Christmas stuff, man. All right, you've been doing these things from way back when. You're gonna continue doing these things all the way up until now, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, our people don't know. They don't have no questions, concerns about where these things come from. All right, the origins of these things, and if God is really with these things. You know, they talk about, you know, some people would think of, oh, Christmas is Jesus' birthday, and this is, hey, man, they don't tell you that the Lord was born on Christmas Day, man. All right, hey, and in fact, the Lord wasn't even born in December, man. All right, but yet and still, and they would say that these things, oh, but then some of the arguments, some people who think that they're a little bit woke, they say, oh, well, Christmas ain't even spoken about in the scriptures. Well, actually, Christmas is spoken about in the scriptures, but not how you believe it is. All right, you know, because people think about certain things like this, like, oh, that's not in the scriptures. Well, actually, it is in the scriptures, but it's not spoken about how you think it is spoken about in the scriptures, man. All right, you know, so, hey, when people get this here full understanding, that's another thing. How have you been going to a church 35, 45, 50 years of your whole life? Y'all go to church on Sunday. Y'all go to church, what is it, Christmas Eve, Sunday, New Year's Eve, New Year's, y'all go to church. All Thanksgiving Day, y'all go to church on these things. But y'all don't ever read about none of these holidays in the scriptures, because, hey, they speak about Thanksgiving in the scriptures. They speak about Christmas in the scriptures, all right? They speak about all these different things. They speak about all these different holidays and things, which we'll grab another precept on that real quick. But you people, you just continuously keep doubling down on these things, man. All right. How many years have you been reading about reading in the scriptures and going to church? You never read about Christmas. Well, come on in here, congregation. Yeah, praise the Lord for this here Christmas service. We're gonna be having Christmas service this week at church. Or matter of fact, because tomorrow, hey, a double whammy right there, man. All right, Christmas is on Sunday, right? Church, they go to church on Sunday and everything else like that. So what the hell y'all gonna be reading tomorrow in church, man? Y'all not gonna be reading Jeremiah chapter 10. That's one thing y'all not gonna be doing. And then if you do go into church, you're like, hey, pastor, I got a question. Can we start at Jeremiah chapter 10 and read on down a little bit, and then can you break that down into us, and so we can see what we're doing? Because we're trying to please the Lord up in this here house. So we don't want to leave from this house praising the Lord, going into our own house and our house being wicked. So I want to just make sure that we in line and in tune with what the Lord got going on. Nah, brother, you got demons on you. You got to get up out to here at church. But before you do, we need you to go ahead and put some money up into that basket, man. All right, I mean, this whole thing is it's a farce, man. It's a whole little farce. Hey, man, it's funny that, I don't know if y'all seen that video that Jake, he was still going to church, and his wife, oh, man, bug outs. But anyway, talking about how much money he was putting into the collection plate and everything else like that, and she put some money in there. He was getting his change up out of there and everything, and it's just going all, they just wicked up in there, man. Hey, but homeboy might have been a little inebriated and everything, but hey, he was still telling them what was right from wrong, man. All right, he seemed to be a lot more sober than they were, man. But yet and still, these are the people that you put your trust into, man. At a time like this, man. This is not the time that you should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, you know, you have certain times where you need to be more vigilant than other times, man. This is a point in time where you're supposed to be vigilant, be woke, be sober, man. Because we living in dire times, and yet and still you just putting your trust in the hands of just people who's just willy-nilly with it out here, man. That can't tell you anything that's going on out here, man. They can't tell you how to identify the damn wickedness that's going on around you, man. They don't have no answers for you out here, man. They can't tell you why all these things is coming on, but they can tell you to put some money in that collection plate, man. All right, how many of these people are you know, really, man, it was funny that, speaking to somebody that know that I preach, right, you know, and talking to them and they was saying something that was like, you can ask for a collection plate or something like that, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about something, and then something came up with a collection plate, and I was like, nah, see, that's the difference between, you know, when I go to church and when y'all go to church, you know, for anything, we pay to go to church, man. We have to pay for all this here stuff. Y'all over here going to these churches, paying all this here money and to these churches, and then y'all, let's say your kid gets sick, something happens, somebody in the hospital, you like, oh, we need some prayer. You go to ask the pastor for prayer. Yeah, it's gonna be prayers by donations only. Like, what kind of shit is that? What if I ain't got no money? What if I'm praying that the Lord give me some money to pay my damn rent so I don't get evicted about this bad boy? You telling me that I'm gonna have to get evicted because I ain't got no money, and that's what I'm praying for. You know what I'm saying? To get these here bills to get paid. But yet and still, hey, our people, they stuck going hand in hand with the wicked, man. All right, they're stuck going down to how the scriptures say that take counsel but not of me, that cover with the spirit but not of my spirit. All right, this is what's going on, man. They're cloaking their own righteousness and in their own wickedness, man. The Lord gave them over to a reprobate mind, man. They like in Romans, they said they changed the incorruptible God into, I gotta read it because I don't want to mar it up too bad, but I ain't trying to go too far off topic with that. But Romans 1 and let's start at 22. Let's start at 21. It says, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain, and their imaginations and their foolish hearts was darkened. All right, and so hey, this winds up happening. This is the path that you wind up going down. You start deteriorating, man. All right, you know God, you don't glorify him as God. All right, you don't even worship him as God. You're not thankful of God, man. If you knew, hey, there's some videos I watch. I believe the channel is called like SOTT, Signs of the Times. All right, SOTT. But what they show on there is like a bunch of news. It's just nothing but news clips, right? But it's like a bunch of weather and things like that goes on, where it's like a bunch of destruction, whether it be floods. Shit, you just had an earthquake that just recently happened, California. But you have like floods. You have all these different things that's going on. But when you watch like the video of these video clips that they put together and everything else like that, man, it puts you in an awe of judgment of what the Lord it's like, yo, man, they just doing all kind of shit. They had where was it down there in Mecca? All right, they was flooding out there recently. All right, so hey, man, you see these things, man, and you just be like, damn, you know, the Lord just winds up humbling you at that point in time. But then you have people that, like you, most of you Americans, all right, you're living in your little cush bubble, to where it's just like, oh no, we don't see these things. We don't see these things going on. The worst thing that happened to you is you have no internet, Facebook or Instagram go down for a couple hours. You know, that's fucking hell for you Americans. All right, but for the rest of these people that's out here getting judged around the globe, man, you start seeing stuff like that. They're like, oh shit, we need to get our shit together because, hey, you know, and then these people be out here just crying for help and mercy, man. Hey, but ultimately, you know, like I said, man, or like the scriptures say, you that dwell carelessly here in Babylon the Great, man. All right, in one day and 1 hour, all these things are gonna come upon you, man. All right, but continuing back on, hey, you know, they like to, like I said, recreate something that's like unto themselves, man. Very corruptible, with no balance. You know, you can read in Deuteronomy chapter, what is that? Deuteronomy 32. All right, you know, how does it say? He is the rock. His ways are perfect. All right. For right and true is his judgment. You know, roughly paraphrasing. Hey, the Most High is perfect in all his ways, man. All right, but look at you. You got to try to conform things to make it fit into your narrative, man. All right. You know, oh, they shouldn't be driving this fast until it's time for you to be driving that damn fast, man. All right. They shouldn't be able to do this until it's time for you to be able to benefit from these things, man. All right. Going back, Romans chapter 1, verse 22. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like unto corruptible man, and to birds and the four-footed beasts and creeping things. So going into this, it says, and change the glory of the uncorruptible God into the image made like unto corruptible man. So again, hey, God has boundaries. He has, how you say, you know, laws, you know, being more or less to say like how he's right. Look, well, let's just read it because I just quoted it. And again, not going too far off topic of that. We'll get back to it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 or 32. Deuteronomy 32, verse 4. All right, Deuteronomy 32 and verse 4. He is the rock. His way is perfect. Or Salah. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. So, hey, going into that, hey, the Lord is perfect, for all his ways are just and right. All right, you know, is measured perfectly, man. All right, so hey, looking at us, hey, we have how do you say unperfect measures, man. All right, you got a 2-foot ladder trying to reach a 7-foot lip or something like that, man. It's like, well, look, you're not gonna get it because that's an unjust measure right there, man. All right, but well, we're gonna have to try to make it work anyway. So that's why you get certain signs like on you look at ladders like this is not a step, or don't put this here ladder. You see this, you know, you work in warehouses and shit like that. You see some of the dumbest damn signs, but just think about it, man. All right, you know, a wise person wouldn't do some of the stupid shit that you see some of these stickers for. Look, don't sit here and put this here ladder up on top of some chairs. You know what I'm saying, to get some extra height, to use a taller ladder and shit like that. You know, you work in warehouses, you got to go through all kind of training and shit like that, forklift training, and some of this shit just sound like common sense, but yet and still, hey, a lot of it ain't common sense, man. People like, look, all right, we're gonna use this here forklift, extend the forks all the way up, put the ladder up on top of that, then we'll be able to reach it. I'm like, nigga, you gonna fall, then you gonna have OSHA up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you've how do I say, you measured that there wrong, man. All right, you need a 12-foot ladder to get up there, man. You can't sit here and take this 4-foot ladder and put this shit up on top of this here chair, this here table to try to reach that, and then you still got to get up on the very top one or have somebody hold the ladder up in the air. Nah, nigga, that shit ain't gonna work like that. You gonna bust your ass, man. You've corrupted your ways, man. You trying to figure out why you got an injury on the job, man. Use the proper tools, man. All right, but hey, think about what's going on here, not just here in Babylon, but in America or in the rest of the world, man. Because see, the Babylonian juice is now starting to spread throughout the four corners of the earth, man. They're starting to push. You seen that with the whole World Cup thing, man. All right, they trying to push their ideology over onto these here places, all right, to where they can further corrupt the whole globe, man. So you don't have people looking at them like, look, bro, them, you know, because you know America don't look like heathens, you know, when you go around a bunch of heathens. Right, but then when you go around the rest of these damn heathens, you know, play on words, but when you go around the rest of the damn globe, right, around these, let's say these Arabs and shit like that, you know, who have a way better way of living than these heathens over here, they be like, nah, nigga, hold on, what's wrong with these, you know, you Americans look like straight up heathens, man. So you see, I'll give you an example, let me break it down a little bit further for you. You got them Americanized women don't look like the fucking whores that you are walking around amongst the rest of these damn whores in the grocery store, man. That ain't nothing really weird like that. Somebody said this on the talk show the other day about how it is comparably they look at certain of these things. It's like, look, you know, you see a woman, they was watching like a concert or some shit like that in like one of these little eastern countries, you know, and there was a lady that was singing, and she kind of like, not to say grinding up on the other dude that's on the stage with her or whatever, but you know, doing a little grind. You know how you go to like a high school dance or something like that, you know, back in the olden days, not today's times, but back in the olden days, you do a little grind. They just, you know, a little bit close dancing and everything else like that. They looking at them over there as that's a little provocative. Everybody's oh shit, is this bitch about to get beheaded on stage or some shit? Like, what the fuck she doing? You been a little provocative, right? And that's just over there, some little tame type of shit, right? Now you come over here, you see hoes just twerking in the streets, in the grocery stores, they sons Head Start graduation, booty cheeks hanging all out and everything else like that, man. Hey man, this here place, you know, when you're around these damn heathens over here, it don't look all that bad. But when you go somewhere else, you're like, oh, wait a minute. What? Y'all doing what over here? This here place looks like you know, it stands out with this filth, man. All right, but hey, this is the place where, you know, you people have come to become accustomed to, man, become comfortable with. All right, you become, that's why I say, man, when you amongst all these heathens, it don't seem all that bad because you comfortable with it, man. All right, hey, but like the scriptures say, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And just Lot, who was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked and things like that, you know, going into those types of scriptures. Hey, man, you know, only the elect is seeing these things that's going on in the world and is upset about these things, man. The rest of this here world, man, hey, they just comfortable, man. It's just a normal day with them. Oh, don't judge her for doing what she's doing. Don't judge him for what he's doing. Oh, they just this and that. They just all these. Man, look, man, it's a bunch of walking abominations that's going on around here, man. A lot of these people are just doing a bunch of abominable things out here, man. How the hell you broke, living paycheck to paycheck, Amscot to Amscot, borrowing money from borrowing money, to now you got to make sure your kids got all the new Jordans, all the new shit, all the tree, the whole Christmas tree got gifts from the tree all the way covering the whole living room floor, man. Some kids gonna wake up with Christmas gifts covering their whole goddamn living room floor just so they mom and them can go get that Snapchat or that Instagram. Look at what I got for my kids for Christmas. And then the whole damn time, you done just borrowed $200 from me. You done went to the Amscot, got some money from over there. Your car payment is late. You know what I'm saying? You using your mom and them credit card and everything else like that. Come on now. But then getting still, you know, this is what I done did for my kids and everything else like that, man. Come on, man. This here place is full of confusion, man. All right, this here place is just full of abominations on top of abominations, man. All right, but hey, Lord's will. Hey, this is Lord's will. This is the last Christmas that we have, but the Lord is really stirring things up out here, man. All right, you still have a lot of major things that's going on in the world, and these things like, you know, with Christmas and things like that is serving as a so-called distraction. All right, to woo you people back out of your shaken up state. All right, because hey, you just had the pandemic that just happened. You got World War III that's popping off. Hey, you also got the MOTB that's being how do I say, being prime for implementation, man. All these things is still going, it's still coming to pass, man. It's not like it stopped. It's not like, oh, just because we got Christmas coming up, you know, we ain't got to think about this shit no more. Nah, man, this is not gonna stop, man. All right, you know, the Lord's word is not gonna come back to him in vain. All right. But yet and still, hey, man, our people are how they say, lost in the sauce, man. All right, they over here, they're over here blinded by the light, man. They're over here caught up into the ways of Babylon, like we were reading. In the Lord's will, we'll get back to it. Well, let's just read it first real quick. Jeremiah chapter 10. I think it was verse 1 or verse 2. Jeremiah 10:2, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathens." All right, and this is, again, like I said, most of our people are caught up into these here ways, man. Oh, we got to go do this for Christmas. We got to go do that for Christmas. We got to go spend all this here time and energy putting these goddamn lights up around the house. Then we got one light this side. Let me go put up another light real quick because this one, then the fucking fall off the ladder or hurt yourself or something like that, putting up some goddamn Christmas lights. All right, go get into a fight in a grocery store or the Walmart or something like that over the last little this gift or that gift. Spent the last little bit of money, and that was the other thing I was somebody was telling me about. Oh man, they got this TV at Walmart for X amount of dollars, and it's a 50-something inch for like $300 or something like that. You go get this and that. Like, yeah, you go ahead and go buy that TV, and as soon as after Christmas go off, now we're releasing the new 2023 versions of this and that. I'm like, nigga, wait a minute, how, you know, they didn't just got you, they didn't sold you the old stock trying to get rid of that shit for this kind of price. I'm about to drop the new shit. So hey, it's an endless cycle of these things that's going on around, man. All right, learning the ways of the heathen. It's like they got you trained to go do all these things, man. Take out all this here money in loans and debt and everything else like that, and then use your income tax check return to try to pay half of that off, and then you spend the rest of the year, the beginning half of the year, working overtime to make up for all these lost wages and things like that, man. And then they run you right back through the gambit of these holidays all over again, man. All right, it's just like, oh man, Christmas is here again. I ain't got to get my ducks together to be able to get my kids this, get my kids that, and all this and that, man. All right, all for some unthankful ass people, man. Middle of the year, you're gonna be going right back to your fighting and your strifing and everything else like that, man. All right, so this is all just a bunch of BS, man. All right, but look, we ain't supposed to be doing this anyway, man. All right, we're not supposed to be going over here and following after the ways of these damn heathen. All right, setting up setting up idols and things like that. And man, you go through a lot of these people's yards and stuff like that. You know, in a more deeper spiritual meaning. Hey, all they got is a bunch of fucking idols in their yards, man. From what you call it, Halloween all the way to New Year's, man. Halloween, you got goddamn pumpkins and shit all in people's yards, inflatable pumpkins and shit like that, man. Witches and skeletons and shit all in people's yards. And you got November, you got turkeys and shit like that all in people's yards. Christmas, you got snowmen and Santa Claus and nativity scenes and all this shit in people's yards, lights all over the place, man. A bunch of goddamn idols in everybody's yards, man. You know, it comes to a certain point in time, like being in the truth. You know, your eyes is completely different now. It's like you in the Matrix. You know, you start seeing them green shits coming up and down the screen. You don't see like everybody else see it. No, you see some different shit. You don't see, oh, it's just a snowman. No, but these is idols y'all got out here, man. Y'all got a bunch of idols in your yard showing which gods that you serve. You serve these Babylonian gods out here, man. Your ways are the ways of the heathens out here, man. We know what y'all out here doing, man. Got your whole goddamn yard. Then you got the what they call these little neighborhood houses of you know, the seasonal winnings of this and that, this the house of the year, and all these different, like, y'all are just a bunch of bug outs, man. Y'all niggas don't even like each other in the neighborhood like that. Then all this here, y'all gonna come together for some fake ass shit, man. It's funny, on my block, it's just me and the nigga across the street from me. Everybody else got what they call the little Santa Claus hats on their mailbox, except for me and the person across the street. You know what I'm saying? And they out of town right now, so, I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, you got all these lights, and then you got our house. They're like, oh, they must be some Grinches over there. Like, no, nigga, we not finna be setting up our house for no bullshit like this for y'all to be walking. They're like, that shit is for y'all, not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to go see some Christmas lights, nigga, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go look at y'all shit. I'm not gonna put up no. So you see what I'm saying? If I was to put up lights, them lights I'm putting up is for y'all to be looking at. You know? So the hell with all of that, man. All right, y'all don't even know the origins of where this shit come from anyway, man. And then you try to break it down to them, they don't want to hear all that stuff. Or you tell them the origins of it without telling them that that's what the origins are, and they're like, oh, that's a horrible story. That's some horrible stuff. Who does some stuff like that? This is the shit that you over here worshiping. You don't even realize it. Oh no, that ain't why we do it. We just do it for the kids. We do it for the kids. The kids wouldn't know about it unless you told them about it, man. All right. And you try to send your kids to school and by telling them that, you know, Christmas and all that don't exist, they get in trouble from the teachers and shit. Oh, we got a problem with you telling your kids that Christmas is fake and everything else like that. My niece was like that, man. My sister and them was like, nah, there ain't no goddamn Christmas. We telling you the truth. You know, my niece might only had like maybe at the most 3 Christmases in her life, like actual Christmases, like with a Christmas tree and shit like that, from maybe the first year she was born up to the age that she was 3 or some shit like that, man. All right, everything else like that, she just getting her a little bit of money and some shit, and she's gonna go on about her business. But nevertheless, she got in trouble coming home from school, telling some your kid telling something, there ain't no Santa Claus, Christmas ain't real, ruining it for the other kids. Like, well, why y'all lying to them other kids like that? Don't be mad at my baby because my baby telling y'all that this shit is some bullshit. You too damn grown to be trying to lie to a little kid. Like, bitch, you know you putting them gifts under that tree. What's wrong with y'all? But hey, these are our people, man. All right, always going back into going to go give the wrong people glory, man. All right, you can go glorify the white man, Santa Claus, and everything else like that. But hey, what happens to giving the Heavenly Father glory, man, for the things that He's done, man? Thanking Him for the things that He's done in your life, man. All right, how often are you praying to the Lord, man? Giving Him thanks, man. Just for the small and the minor things, man. All right, is it only on Thanksgiving? Is that the only day that you oh Lord, I want to be thankful for this and that. We're gonna sit down at the table and give a prayer over our food and tell the Lord what we're thankful for. How about you say a prayer for your meal every night? You know what I'm saying? Or every time you eat, why don't you say a prayer then? How come you don't say a prayer for any and everything, man? The water Yahweh Shemi Awashai that, you know, you got in the car and you crank up the car finally started up, you got gas in the car. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thinking about Jacob's trouble, man, I think about this all the time, man. I go home, get in the bed, lay down, bed be comfortable, stretch around, roll around. Hey, man, just the thought of it alone make my bed so much more comfortable, man. Oh, fuck, I'm not sleeping on a cold-ass concrete floor. You know what I'm saying? I got a fan on in my room. There's some AC popping off in the house. You know what I'm saying? Or in this case where it's cold, got some heat popping off in the house. I ain't, you know, sleeping out on the concrete in the cold right about now. You know what I'm saying? I got running water. I could take a bath. I could take a shower. I can go take a shit. You know what I'm saying? I can go in my refrigerator, go get some food. If not, I can go and make some food. If not, I can go and order some food. You know what I'm saying? Things, you know, the small things. Hey, man, I'm thankful for all of that right now. You know what I'm saying? The water Yahweh Shemi Awashai made it here on time. The water Yahweh Shemi Awashai, they ain't running to me at that there light. All these things you should be thankful for. Be praying, be thanking the Lord for these things all day long, man. But getting still, according to the ways of the heathen, you know, Thanksgiving is when we're gonna be thankful to the Lord. We'll be thankful for and everything else like that, man. But hey, man, our people don't ever want to think about the Lord until when it's a funeral, something bad goes down, or you know, you have one of these high holy days, man. All right, but these ain't the times that the Lord is really looking for, man. All right, let's go back to that Jeremiah 10. It says, Jeremiah 10:3, it says, "For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not." All right, that's that Christmas tree stand. Verse 5, "They are upright as the palm tree. They speak not. They must need be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good." All right, so hey, going into a lot of the origins of these things, and you going into the mythology of the birthday cakes, the Christmas or birthday candles, the Christmas gifts, and everything else like that going to the tree. Not to get too graphic on these things, but this is phallic worship. Nimrod and Semiramis and things like that, and bowing down to the male anatomy and everything else like that, and the what do they call those little things? The wreath, all right, and the mistletoe and all these things with the the wreath and the Christmas tree represents the male and the female reproductive organs, all right, and the star at the top is representation of the male reproductive, we'll just call it reproductive juices, right? You know what I'm saying? And you go and you bowing down into that tree, hey, you bow down to that erect tree, all right, and you sit there and you worship it until you get your gift, right? The gift of life, all right, and you give the the little gifts and everything else like that that's up under there, all right, and so hey, you have to unwrap that and all those things. So it's all a symbolic form of phallic worship, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, when you go back to these tales and the folklore of these things, man, if you don't do certain things, hey, like with the birthday cakes, you don't need the Queen Mother of Heaven, the birthday cake, all right, and make a wish. That's why you have the birthday candles. You wish that the Queen of Heaven don't take away your child and give it a full life. And if you don't do all these things can happen unto you and everything else like that. Hey, man, some cultures still have these ideologies intact, man. Oh, we got to do this, this is the symbology. Because Jake, we just grew up, hey, we got birthdays because we just got birthdays. We supposed to do this in a birthday. We don't know what the fuck the origins are, like the proper way to celebrate a birthday. It's like, because let me give it to you this way. If it was on your birthday, right? It's your birthday, you got to knock at the door, some friends come over. Now, the friends come over and they bring you, let's just say, give you something weird. They bring you a bunch of water balloons, right? Like, what the fuck is the water balloons got to do with a birthday? Like, what's the correlation with the two of them? Or you show up with like a bunch of giraffes or a bunch of pigs or a bunch of beehive or something like that. Like, why the fuck you bring me a bunch of bees on my birthday? Like, what the hell does that mean? Like, what's the origins, what's the links of all those? How you would ask somebody, why would you bring me a bunch of bees on my birthday? I don't get it. What does the bees represent? You would be asking those questions, but nobody seems to ask the question, what's up with the birthday cake? Why would y'all give me a cake for my birthday with these candles on there? And why do y'all have to sing me this little song? And then why do I have to close my eyes and make a wish? What did you wish for? Why do we have these gifts that you put under a tree that you wrap up and you have to bend down to go and get these gifts, and then get back up and unwrap these gifts and see what's in there, whether you was naughty or nice, and whether you was gonna get this or you was gonna get that. Where do these origins come from, man? All right, most people don't ask these things, man. But these are the ways of the heathens, man. These aren't the things that was prescribed unto us, like they would say, like I said, some people would say the origins of Christmas is the Lord's birthday. Then some people will refute that Christmas ain't even in the Bible. Well, Christmas is in the Bible, but it's not the way that you think of it is. It's not telling you this is how you celebrate Christmas in the Bible. They tell you how not to celebrate Christmas in the Bible, but they don't tell you to celebrate Christmas in the Bible, especially not how to celebrate Christmas in that way or that fashion. Let me grab this other precept real quick in Amos. All right. This is Amos 5. And 21. It says, Amos 5:21. It says, I hate. All right, and hey, just starting off with that. I hate. People like to say that we're part of a hate group, hate speech, and everything else like that. Hey, man, there's a time and a place for everything, man. Time to love, and there's a time to hate. All right, all these people talking about being a hate group and everything else like that. Y'all got hate speech and everything else like that, man. All right, well, how would you feel if somebody did, the unthinkable to your family members? Would you love them or would you hate them? All right, so there's a time for a love and there's a time to hate, man. All right, there's a time for all these different feelings and things like that. But yet and still, people think that the Most High is just one way. It's just all love, all love, all love. You think God, but they have this saying that God uh, uh, hate the sin, but love the sinner. But it's still the same thing, man. All right, you know, you still have hate in there, man. So the Lord hates certain things, man. But granted, the Lord hates the sin and the sinner, man. The Lord said He was going to destroy the sinners out of the land thereof. All right, so going into these things, man, the Lord has a heavy disdain for certain things and certain actions and certain things that you do. All right, people think that the Lord just loves everything, and everything about the Lord is all love, man. That would be an unjust or unbalanced weight. All right, so hey, the Lord is balancing all the things that He does, man. All right, so going back into that, it says Amos 5 and these bikes go by. Amos chapter 5 verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. All right, and so just going into that real quick before we turn the page. All right, hang on, let me see if there's more of that. Nope, that was it. It says, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. So, hey, you know what's attached to a lot of these holidays that we were going through right about now is what? A dinner. All right, there's a dinner that's attached to these things, man. We all know about these things because, like I said, you know, growing up in the so-called black church, these are the three major feasts and dinners that we have in the black church, man. You have Thanksgiving dinner. You know, not to say that you eat these dinners at church, but you know, these things are you know, you at church this here day. All right, this is what you think about when you get home. You're gonna go and eat and everything else like that. You got a Thanksgiving Day dinner. All right, you got a Christmas Day dinner. Then you got a New Year's Day dinner, man. All three of these, I remember these all three back to back. Cause I remember, you know, these were dinners that we would have, you know, big meals for, man. Thanksgiving Day dinner, man. You have your little turkey and everything else like that. Then you have on Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving you would have turkey and everything else like that. On Christmas we would have like ham and everything else like that. And then you know, the honey baked ham and everything. And then New Year's would be like the same thing too, man. And you get your green bean or your what do you call it? Your collard greens and your black eyed peas and everything else like that, man. All right, so these was the things that Jake was out here doing. All right, hang on 1 second. Damn, incense keep going out, but probably too cold for him out here. But nevertheless, you know, we have these we have these holidays and these meals that's associated with them. All right, so you have right about now, you know, people are probably getting together, or at least tomorrow they're gonna be getting together, having a Christmas dinner with one another. All right, sitting down at the table, consuming abominable things. All right, just like I said on Thanksgiving, man, they sit at these tables, man, talking about what they thankful for. They want to thank Jesus on his birthday while they eating their little ham and everything and their little gifts, not knowing the whole time they're worshiping the devil the whole time, man, spitting in the Lord's face, man. So what is the Lord saying into you in return, man? I despise your feast days, man. And I would not, what does it say? I would not smell your solemn assemblies. 5 and 21, Amos 5 and 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. All right. It says, though you offer me up a burnt offering and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard your peace offerings and your fat beast. All right, take away from me. So going into those things, man, people again, they have the ideology of, oh, you know, we thankful for this here meal and everything. They think it's it's like a whole ceremony for them, man. We got you know, I remember growing up like this, man. You have you know, the Christmas music playing in the house. You know what I'm saying? Everybody off from work and everything else like that, man. They in the kitchen cooking. The family's in town. You know what I'm saying? All these things is going on. You got your pies and everything. It's a big whole event. All right, that's going on around the whole household at this point in time. All right, and it's a certain spirit that's going on throughout the you know, throughout the whole U.S. and everything else like that, man. You're supposed to be, we're supposed to be kind to one another, jolly and everything. Then once all this here, you know, once it start getting warmer back outside, you know, because it's all cold right about now, you know, all the way through January. But once it get warmer back outside, that's when the savagery start coming back out. But hey, even at the same time, you got a bunch of savagery just going on right about now, man. You know, you see these movies like I mentioned The Grinch earlier, but the Home Alones and stuff like this, where you get these crooks and these criminals that go and do certain things, scamming and stuff like that around the holy days, or the holidays, actually is what they call them, the holidays. I heard a commercial the other day. It was saying about it was two different commercials, but one stood out to me about the gift cards. You know, they're saying, hey, you know, it was a skit basically being played out as a commercial saying, hey, I need you to order, $1,000 worth of gift cards to send them out to all upper management and everything else like that. But when you get the gift cards, send me all the pins. And they were saying, look, management will never tell you to order gift cards and send them the pins if you see this is scam activity and everything. Hey, because a lot of scams is going on right about now, man. All right, they know that a lot of people are falling for a lot of scams and schemes right about now. Oh, we got a fake, what they call them, fake charity organization and everything else like that. That we need to, donate money for and everything else like that. So, hey, man, this is a time where a lot of people get swindled out of a lot of things, man. All right, a lot of these elderly folks and everything else like that. But hey, this is the time of the year for those things, man. Where there's a lot of demonic stuff that's going on, and we've been telling you about these things from what? Like I said, November, December, or October, November, December. There's a lot of wickedness that takes place at this point in time, man. All right, let's go back onto that. Amos 5:21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. It says, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard your peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melodies of thy viols. All right. So, hey, the Lord says, take away from me. We can read that also in Isaiah 24. We'll get to that. It says, take away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melodies of thy viols. So, hey, man, you have these people that's going out here singing these Christmas carols and things like that, man. Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Or what's the other one? Silent Night and all these different things. You got, hey, man, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they still do this around this here point in time. You have all these Christmas songs that come on the radio, the Motown Christmas and Mariah Carey Christmas and all these different songs that's going on the radio. That they play year after year after year. Oh, it's the Christmas song. They're playing Christmas music inside the store, and they got the Christmas music going on, the Christmas carolers and everything else like that, man. And the Lord said, I don't want to hear none of this bullshit, man. I don't want to hear these songs that y'all keep playing to me. Y'all think that I like this stuff or whatever. But see, you have people that's walking around in this here spirit. Oh, this is for the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. Hey, man, but the Lord ain't with none of this stuff, man. You tell them the Lord don't want to hear none of these things. Oh, why you got to be so wicked? Why you got to be so demonic? Apparently, y'all don't know the Lord, man. Remember, y'all done created your own Lord like unto yourselves, man. Corruptible like unto you, man. Got a song that's giving somebody else glory that ain't even the Lord, man. Some creative, fictitious being that's not even the Lord that you giving honor and glory to. The Lord said, hey, I am. There is no other God beside me, man. All right, I am, and there is no other beside me, man. So why would I sit here and have a song being created to give glory to some other person other than me? All right, see, you guys got it backwards. It ain't me that's got it wrong. All right, hey, I tell you, in the, for you people to be such God-fearing people to love the Lord so much, you really don't know what's in the scriptures, man. All right, because the scriptures clearly speak against these things that you so-called try to uphold as being righteous. Oh, let us sing Christmas carols because we're talking about Silent Night and when the Lord was born and everything else like that and all these different things. Hey, but the Lord ain't with none of that stuff, man. This is what you don't understand, man. The Lord never asked you about these things. Hey, the Lord just said, hey, well, let's go ahead and read that real quick. We'll come back to this. This is the, all right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Salaki, it's cold as hell out here. Salaki 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So, hey, this is what we should be doing out here, man. The whole duty of man is fearing the Most High and keeping His commandments. All right, everybody else has got these other things that they've prescribed their own way, the things they want to do the way that they want to go and do them. All right, but none of them is seeking the Lord to try to serve the Lord the way that He prescribed in His word, man. All right, fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's the whole duty of man. All right, do what He told you to do. Thus saith the Lord, man. All right, don't stray away from it, man. But yet you have our people has created their own gods, corruptible like unto their own selves, man. Oh, I'm going to just go ahead and write. Well, a man wrote that book. I'm going to, in the hypocrisy in that. Man wrote that book. I'm going to go and rewrite my own book, my own type of way. Like, come on, nigga. Really? Really? But, these are these reprobates that's out here, man. All right? This is what they have going on. This is what you have in the minds of these here people, man. All right, they want to go and serve the Lord the way that they want to go and serve the Lord. Oh, we think that we'll serve the Lord by, putting up all these little Christmas trees and ornaments and decorations and wreaths, nativity scenes off in our yard, singing Christmas carols, had a Christmas carols going along, go to church, have a little song and dance over there, go home and eat some ham and pork chop on our Christmas dinner, wrap up some gifts. A lot of our kids about this fat white man that's first of all, he got leprosy from head to toe. All right, overweight and shit like that, riding on some reindeers. Got some little elves and shit like that, some little demonic elves in captivity, making up some goddamn toys up in his shit. I'm like, come on, bro, then we're going to just go drop them off to all the kids. You know what I'm saying? But only the rich kids, because if you're poor, you ain't getting none of this shit. All the shit that you asked for in your Christmas list, you ain't gonna get none of this shit, because look, hey, we ain't gonna get you no Jordan. You can't afford no goddamn Jordan. So we gonna get you them little Ikes instead of some Nikes, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to, hey, you and your, and my brother's old shoes, yeah, well, Santa Claus decided you was gonna get them hand-me-downs. You know what I'm saying? So, you just giving your kids confusion to start them off in a world full of lies, man, and wonder why at the end all be all they so comfortable with the deception, man. All right, you've been grown up, you've been groomed to live in a world full of lies, man. But yet and still, this is what you have going on out here, man. All right, this is the time and the place where, you so-called feel more comfortable, and it's your place where everything is nothing but wickedness going on out here, man. And the things that you think you're doing is so-called righteous, all right, and pious. Oh, we're this, we're that. We're not like these savages around the world and everything. Why can't these people be like this? But then, you ever thought about, like, who told you that these things was right? Or who told you these was the things to be doing? You never asked and questioned yourself who set any of these things up, man. Who are the people that's in control of these things, man? All right, just because they say that they're with God and everything else like that, this is all lies and BS, man. All right, but yet and still, the last thing you want to do is seek the word of the Lord, man. The last thing you want to do is come to the prophets of the Lord, man. The last thing you want to do is open the book and read, man. All right, because hey, like the scriptures say, the word is sharper than any two-edged sword. All right, but yet and still, hey, man, the people don't want to come and find out the truth, man. They want to just continue to live into their own lies day after day, man. They want to be prophesied into them deceits and lies and things like that, smooth things that make them feel comfortable, man. Oh, well, if I got to sit here and really learn about what Christmas is, it's too hard to be sending my kid to school and not be participating in Christmas. It's too hard to decorate my house with all these, it's too hard not to decorate my house with all these Christmas ornaments and all these Christmas things and all these things going. It's too hard for me not to sit here and buy all these gifts and wrap them all up and everything else like that. It's too hard to do all these things. No, it's not, man. You just sitting there. It's a lot easier actually not to do all those things, not to partake in all those things, not to think about the little holidays and stuff. I mean, you come to this here truth, you find out about the damn holidays when you be going out and about, like, what the fuck going on out here? Oh, must be this day, it must be that day. Oh, I ain't had to think about it. I ain't had to call nobody and wish them this or that, put nothing in the mail for nobody or send nobody nothing. I ain't got to go over there try to fight in the lines and shop to go get the last minute gifts and deals and Black Fridays and everything. Nah, bro, we ain't got to worry about none of that shit, man. That's y'all that's going out there fighting for all these different things and getting stomped out for a goddamn TV that's been discounted from being overpriced already, man. All right, these are the things that y'all are fighting for. These are the things y'all are trying to fight to uphold, man. But this is the place that you're cleaving onto, man. A dying dream. How they say, the American dream. All right, and you got the terminology of being woke, man. The only way to live that American dream is to be what? Sleep. All right. So hey, you people are starting to wake up to the truth of all these different things that's going on out here. Lord's will, the elect is how do I say, branching away and breaking away from all these things. But yet and still, hey, man, you have our people that's falling into these tricks, man. Falling into the traps of this here delusion, man. All right. Falling into the ways of falling after the heathen. Like we read earlier, hey, learn not the way of the heathen. All right, but you have a lot of our people that are stuck into these here ways, man. A lot of our people that are stuck doing these things, and how do I say that? These spirits have an ultimate hold onto their minds, man. All right, you see some of the types of these people that do and partake into these things, man. You'll realize, man, that there's a certain spirit that's really heavily inundated onto these people, man. All right, you see, it's like a look they have in their eyes. Oh, it's the crystal spirit. It's all this, it's all that. I'm like, look, man, y'all really is caught in the sauce out here with these things, man. Woo. Y'all really out here caught up into the sauce of all these things, man. All right, you want to be so-called nice and giving in these here points just because it's the holiday and they tell you to, but then you want to be a damn demon the rest of the year, man. All right, but getting still, hey, man, this is what our people have grown accustomed to, man. All right, let me go and read this in Isaiah. Did we finish this off yet? No, let me yeah, we could keep reading on down there, but I'm gonna grab this in Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and well, let me start up at verse 3 and verse 4, and then jump down. All right, this is Isaiah 24 verse 4. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away; the world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." All right, and so you even have the proud of this here earth that's languishing out here, man. All right, you have a lot of these people that are so-called in a better position than most. All right, that are out here financially frustrated, man. They're financially in these bonds to where, hey, they can't go and do the things that they want to go and do, man. All right, I remember, I believe it was last year or so that I was talking to somebody, you know, a client or that was talking about going to go see his grandson graduate, but he had to drive so far or travel so far, and he couldn't afford to travel and everything else like that. So he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it this year to see, you know, my grandson graduate and everything. Like, hey, man, you know, shit, you better call him on the telephone and everything and tell him, you know, how you feel and everything, and that's just it. All right. But yet and still, hey, man, a lot of these, the so-called proud of this here earth, man, the ones, you know, these Edomites that's out here living, you know, they're supposed to be up on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, what was it, Trevor Noah or whatever, one of these comedians, somebody was, they're talking about a talk show host. They was comparing, it was like, yo, basically what they were saying was Esau is now feeling what Jake has been feeling the whole time. I believe it was Trevor Noah. It was like, you know, the government don't care about us. Like, yeah, we've been saying that. You know, we broke out here, can't survive. Like, yeah, we've been saying that. You know, we can't trust the government, all these different things. Like, yeah, we've been saying that. So now, you know, the haughty people of the earth is starting to mourn. All right, the rulers of this here earth, all right, the ones that so-called supposed to be living up in their kingdom, they're now starting to be in the dire straits right about now, man. So they're starting to also see the things and feel the things that we've been seeing, like Deuteronomy, was it 7:6 goes into, all right, taking the curse off of us and putting them on to our enemies. I believe. Let me double check, make sure that's what I said. I want to misquote it. I want to make sure I quote the right thing. Nope. For thou art holy people of the Lord, Yahweh power put on. Yep. See, that's why you gotta double check. Might be chapter 30. Uh, 30 and 7. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah for having me check that. Deuteronomy 30 and 7, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. See, that's why it's always important just to double check what you quoting. But anyway, going into those things, now you're starting to see, you know, that the curses that was on Jake, you know, the things that had been you know, had Jake in a bond the whole time is now starting to fall upon Esau, man. All right, so look, the things that they were so-called you know, making them laugh and live it up here over here in Babylon is now starting to come down upon them. How we had to curse upon us, where we was going to be the tail and not the head. You know, we was going to go to the enemies for the one of all things. Not saying that Esau's coming to us for the one of all things right about now, but hey, he's even in the same financial bonds and burdens that we're in. All right, so hey, and if anything, you know how Jake always make things look better. You look out and about, you would think Jake financially doing better than Esau out here, man. And so just that alone, all right, make Esau feel a certain type of way. Because when you go back and you look at the Black Wall Streets, all right, and the Rosewoods and things like that, that's why Esau wound up doing Jake the way he did him, was because Jake was just looking like he was living better than him out there, man. He really was. But you know what I'm saying, when Jake be doing something, you go to some of these old backwood ass towns, man, you be riding in a nice car, nicer than, you know what I'm saying, something, not even nothing super, you know, not nothing exotic like no Lamborghini or nothing like that. You might be driving a Beamer or a Benz or some shit like that, you know, some regular model Beamer or Benz, not nothing super expensive or nothing like this, some regular type shit, or a brand new pickup truck, you know what I'm saying. But the sheriff, he got a 3-year-old pickup truck, man. Now he feeling some type of way, because who is this nigga driving this new truck? Like they said, who was that movie, Django, who is that nigga on that now over there, you know, feeling some type of way. All right, but hey, when Esau be feeling that type of way with Jake, then he be feeling all downtrodden, man. So now look, they starting to feel impoverished right about now, man. The Hadi people of the earth is starting to mourn right about now, seeing all these different things. These immigrants is coming over here, taking our money, they taking our jobs, they sending all the money over here, they bankrupting our country. The Democrats is stealing all this stuff, giving it to minorities and things. Hey, but really, in reality, all these things is coming down upon you, man. So now the Hadi people of the earth is starting to mourn. Now the proud people of the earth, the people that was in rulership, the people that was in control, is starting to be in dire straits right about now, man. Now they're starting to feel what it's like to be like the rest of the nations on the earth, man, beneath them. All right, now they're starting to feel the whole, how do I say, the whole economic crunch or the noose around their neck, man. This is how they have everybody else feeling, but now they're being persecuted the same way. All right, Isaiah 24:4, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languished and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenants. All right, and you talk about right now you have what they call, I forgot what they call it, it's a boom cyclone or some shit like that, where the weather is like extra cold and you have all these things that's going on. All right, but hey, all these things, they talk about climate change and everything else like that, man. But look, for every action there's a reaction, man. You had earthquake that just popped off over in California and things like that. But hey, look, you've been taking all this here oil up out of the earth. All right, we know, men know about oil being a lubricant to how you call it, like machinery and things like that, man. All right, you drive your car for too long with no oil in there, you have a smooth idle at first. All right, then you drive it without no oil, then you get that rough idle before you goddamn blow your damn engine, man. All right, too much metal on metal contact ain't good. All right, so the same thing with the earth, man. You take the oil up out of the earth, you're gonna have a rough idle, man. You're gonna have a rough time. You're gonna have, quaking in the earth, man. All right, so hey, these things is taking place like that, man. You've been changing and polluting the skies and changing the temperature of the whole earth, man. Throwing the whole earth out of whack, out of balance and things like this, man. You don't think that there's gonna be consequences for these things that's coming to pass, man? All right, so hey, Esau has to pay for all these things, man. The Lord said he was going to destroy them that destroyed the earth. All right, and this is the time that we're coming into. But because you changed all the laws, statutes, commandments, the ordinance of the earth, the way of being, the way things should be, everything is out of whack. And the scriptures say, no flesh will be saved unless those days would be shortened. But for the elect's sake, those days would be shortened, man. Hey, man, you got them creating artificial wombs, artificial reproductive organs. You got all kind of shit that's going on nowadays, man. So, hey, man, with the new generation, like, we can just stop on the technology that we got nowadays, man. We don't have to go no further. We in a goddamn walking nightmare now, right now as we speak, with the generations being born. By the time they 2 years old, 1 year old, they got a goddamn iPhone in their hand. You know what I'm saying? Searching up stuff. The little nigga can't even talk, can't even read, can't even write, but know how to go and get on that YouTube and start searching up some shit. And Google Gaga voice recognition. They know what the hell exactly this nigga is looking up to. Like, what kind of, this is some demonic shit. So imagine with this new generation that's been growing up, like, bro, you don't really know too much of nothing, but you know how to get on that damn phone and work those apps and everything else like that, man. So you can just imagine how far gone we going with that already. Not to mention when the technology progresses even more. We know what Esau ultimately want to do by putting that chip inside of you. So, hey, we hear more and more talks about that with Elon Musk and Neuralink, testing in the monkeys and everything else like that, testing in the mice and everything else like that, man. We know where these things are going. We know about the CBDC. All right, we know about all these different things. You got your boy, Mr. Gates. All right, got his patent on robotic humanoid bodies and all these things. Hey, bro, Esau has got to go. All right, there's gonna be no flesh saved up out of here, man. He's been altering the whole, not just the whole earth, but the human brain, the human mind. They look at everything they got. Everything is what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. Woe to you that call evil good and good evil. All right, Esau has corrupted every damn thing, man. All right, called the natural things unnatural, undesirable. All right, if you got a natural body as a woman, men don't desire you. We want that fake BBL, fake titties, fake eyelashes, fake lips, fake face, fake every damn thing. You got body training, what they call the little tummy tuck thingies that them women be wearing and shit like that. They got all this here shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But getting still, you have all this here shit that's going on, and none of it is real, man. All right, but hey, we live in this here facade because Esau has changed up the ordinance. He's changed every damn thing, man. All right, you don't know what the hell, you don't even have a true thought or true your mind, you know, your true thoughts ain't even your true thoughts no more, man. You being programmed with all kind of different things to trust and believe these things. Because you see some of these folks on these political spectrums and stuff like that. Sometimes you talk to these people, they be so into this, or they're doing this and they're doing that, they're trying to change this, they're trying to change that. And it's like, you know, as Jake be thinking, like, we don't give a fuck about none of that, because none of that really affect us. Like, for real. Y'all over here talking about this and talking about that, all these laws and stuff that y'all been arguing over and arguing about, talking about some, this is going to change this and this is going to change that and this is going to be a detriment to this and that. We don't see no changes in none of this shit, bro. Y'all just over here, you would think the world and speaking to y'all and the stuff that y'all have going on, but hey, you know, y'all in your own world, but these are the thought processes that y'all have in your mind. Oh, they coming over here and taking all of our jobs and the Mexicans and all these different things like that, man. Hey, man, look, as far as I know, y'all motherfuckers still don't want to do the jobs that y'all doing. Y'all getting rid of manufacturing, so, like, it's not what y'all saying it is. It's something completely different, all right? But yet and still, hey, these people have changed the way of, changed things from its natural course of being. Give me 1 second. They have changed the natural course of being, all right, and wonder why things is all corrupted, man. All right, but this is why the Lord has to hit that factory reset button, because everything has been taken out of its natural course of being. All right. Continuing on, Isaiah 24 and verse 5, it says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate, because the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languish, all the merry hearted do sigh." And so, you know how they speak about being like Merry Christmas and all these different things, the merry hearted do sigh. We're in a time right now where, you know, a lot of these people are in mourning. All right, a lot of these people are out here not living it up as well. You know, they say that a lot of people happen to off themselves around this time of the year, all right, from being lonely and not being with their family and things like that. All right, the merry hearted do sigh. You even have some people that are, you know, may have their family all together, you know, a husband and wife and kids. And the merry hearted is sighing because, look, they know financially they can't provide for their family like they want. Man, I want to buy my son this for Christmas, my daughter that for Christmas, can't afford it, and so on and so forth. So now we're coming to the point to where, hey, we got to do something, man. You know, even in this point in time, you have husbands, especially back in the olden days, husbands would be working 2 and 3 jobs, overtime, picking up extra shifts just to make sure that Christmas come around, or Christmas be taken care of this year round, and everything else like that, man. The merry hearted do sigh, man. You just putting yourself through more and more stress for all these different things. And a lot of this stuff is for the women, the wives, and things like that. It's not even for the children, because like I said, the children wouldn't know no better unless you taught them about it, man. All right, and they don't. And one thing about children, man, they don't really understand and know and care about the monetary aspect of things, man. You as a parent, you think if you spend all this here, I spent $1,000 for these kids for Christmas. They don't know what $1,000 is, the value of that. They don't give a damn about none of that stuff, man. What's the most important about to kids is the spending time factor with them, man. They want to spend more time with you instead of, you know, oh, I'm going to go buy them the new this and I'm going to buy them the new that. Yeah, of course they're going to like the new video game or the new little phone that you give them and everything else like that. But, you know, what's more important to them than anything else like that, you have a little 2-3-year-old and everything else like that, man. They got their favorite toy and everything. They all involved with that and all on their iPad. And you want to go and wind up leaving it something like that and see what happened, man. They're going to put that shit down. They're going to start running after you and be chasing you, man. Because that's what they want. They want to go and spend their time. All right. But then you also have the time of, you know, when you out at work or something like that, and then you come back home. And then first thing will happen, you walk in the door, mommy, daddy, the kids get all excited, man. That's what's more important, man. But yet and still, hey, you have all these people that have their priorities all wrong. But you have, like I said, people who are trying to provide for their families can't provide for their families the way they want and do the things they want to do for them. They're even in mourning a science spirit, man, a mourning spirit, man. Some people who can't go to travel to see their loved ones. Some people who lost their loved ones throughout the last couple years of the pandemics and things like that. Some people who off themselves through these times. Hey, some people are celebrating the first year without their loved ones. Oh, so-and-so just died right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas. So-and-so just died. Didn't they just have I think they just had a rapper or somebody that just recently died or some shit like that. Or matter of fact, the nigga, Tory Lanez or whatever, he just went through his little trial, his little case and everything else like that. I think he just lost his case or something like that last night. They were saying like the fact that this nigga might be or not gonna be celebrating Christmas with his family and his loved ones and stuff like that. So hey, man, the merry-hearted dude side, the people that was out there proud and living it up, and you just seen them just a week ago that was all up on top. That's a prime example, man. And I don't know what happened in that case or whatever, whether he shot that woman or not or whatever, because she was twerking like a couple weeks afterwards. But nevertheless, one day you in a pool party with Meg Thee Stallion and Kylie Jenner, some of the modern day harlots and hot women of this here world. The next day you all being blackballed by all the people in the community. All right, till you about to be spending your next couple of holidays being locked up in jail, if not the rest of your whole career locked up in jail, man. All over this, and even if not, you're gonna get out and you're gonna be tarnished by this here imagery, man. So even the merry-hearted of this here society is starting to fail, it's starting to sigh and cry, it's starting to be a mourning spirit that's out here on these here people, man. So they're not even happy about these things, man. The only people that's really content about any of this here stuff is what? The men of the Lord, man. All right, yeah, we still sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. But hey, we know that, hey, Call Halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, this stuff is coming to an end. We see more and more cracks in the foundation. We seeing more and more signs that we're about to be up out of here, man. So we're not over here caught up into the, trying to upkeep this here place as it's falling over, man. All right, continuing on, Isaiah 24:7, it says, the new wine mourneth the vine languish, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of harp ceaseth. So again, going back into these hold on, let me get back. Going back into the solemn assemblies, all right, and the noise of their vows and everything else like that. All right, going into these Christmas day parades, Thanksgiving Day parades, Christmas carolers, and all these different things like that, man. Hey, this isn't a joyous thing no more, man. All right, like I spoke about this, I believe around Thanksgiving, but we have all these different mass gatherings and things like this, man. This ain't really where people want to go no more, man. All right, people are afraid or people are scared to gather into a lot of these different scenarios, man. Even in smaller, situations, graduations. I don't want to go to graduations. Too many people around here. Something might happen, or all these different. Hey, people scared to send their kids to school, man. All right, so hey, how much more, you going out Black Friday shopping to the mall and everything else like that, going down to the little Christmas tree lighting in the city, going around to this here situation that you have going on. Ain't nobody trying to go to all those things, man, because this is all coming into a corrupted state and a corrupted mind, man. All right, so now it's coming to an end to where, again, all the merry-hearted is starting to sigh, man. It's not bringing joy or pleasures to anybody else that's out here just so-called living and so-called enjoying this here time and season, man. All right, continuing on. Isaiah 24 and verse 8 again. The mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of harp ceaseth. So again, going into these Christmas carolers or these Christmas carolers or these people that's out here singing, and having so-called joyous times in these Christmas Day parades and all these different things are more or less to say, coming to an end. All right, they don't have the same that same feel, that same spirit anymore, man. All right, some people say, hey, I remember way back in the days when we used to go out and we used to go do this and we used to go do that. But look, that same feel ain't the same no more, man. All right, we don't go out and go sing Christmas carols no more and go do all these different things. All that's coming to an end. We ain't got the time for that no more. We ain't got the gas money for that no more. And they got the so on and so forth. They got the sickness going on out there, man. People out there shooting up stuff out there, man. We don't have time to be going to go see all this stuff no more, man. So all this here, this spirit now is being changed about it. It's turning from to give you a worldly scenario. It's turning from a Christmas spirit to a Grinchmas spirit, man. Everybody out here is feeling like the Grinch out here nowadays, man. All right. Continuing on, it says, the mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. And hey, again, always bringing this here up about them rejoicing and drinking with these just different holidays, the woo spirit and everything else like that, man. They be drinking eggnog and stuff like that. Nowadays, people gonna be sitting there around the table in Christmas and be thinking about things a little bit more deeper this year, man. You know what? Hey, I got it. Some of these people are somewhat trying to be sincere about it. Hey, I am thankful for my health. That's all I can be thankful for right about now. People are going through a lot of different things. It's kind of like waking them up into a lot of these different things. But hey, ultimately, they're only waking up to a certain extent. Maybe they should, stop doing the things that they're doing, or sober up a little bit from the things that they're doing. But it's not ultimately bringing them to the Lord. But hey, man, a lot of these people are starting to realize, man, hey, this was a hard year. We had, especially last year and the year before the last, we had the pandemic that popped off. And we just glad to make it over here, holding your loved ones that much more closer and tighter because we didn't just went through a rough year and shit like that. Now people trying to bounce back and realizing they ain't going to be bouncing back as far as they was. So hey, look, these are the how do I say? These are the things nowadays that people are starting to reflect upon as they sitting down having their little strong drink. It's not like a woo spirit. Let's still turn up and party, party, party. Now they drinking. It's like, look, hey, I'm just happy to be alive right about now, man. I'm just happy that I'm over here could be able to have this here drink right about now, man. We don't know. I'm happy I ain't just off myself over the last couple days, man. So this here spirit of mirth, of joy, of rejoicing, all right, it's no more in Babylon, man. This here place is a done deal nowadays, man. All right, continuing on. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the street, and all joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. So, hey, man, the land of confusion is broken down. This here place is come to naught, man. This here place has now become the land of nightmares, man. All right, so it's not a place of how do I put it? It's not a place of uplifting anymore, man. It's not a place of where you want to sit here and try to. So you know, people used to come to Babylon the Great to try to make it for themselves or make a better way. Try to make something happen for themselves. Nowadays, a lot of people are leaving this here place, man, because of the ideology and the way of being out here, the laws that's being changed out here. You have so much stuff that's going on out here now that's turning this place upside down, man. This place is full of wickedness, man. It's become the habitation of all these unclean spirits as the scriptures say, man. So what do you expect this here place to turn into? You know, a place of utopia of righteousness? No, man, this place turned into a cesspool of just filth and abominations, man. All right, so hey, at the end all be all, man, you're gonna find out that once the Lord, you know, whoa, hey, the scriptures say, like scriptures say, your sins have reached unto heaven. All right, hey, this place got a little bit more left to go, man. A little bit left to go, but we're seeing the very ends of these things, man. And it's clear and evident as you know the years go by, you know, and we'll see what next year brings, but because we're getting so close to the end. But as the years go by, you know, we starting to see, hey, man, it's not too much more that can go on. It's not too much more that can happen, man. We didn't pretty much seen it all. We to the point it's like the shit that we didn't seen this year, the shit that we didn't seen last year. It's like 2 years ago, we wouldn't even have thought that none of this shit would have been possible. The things that we didn't seen in the last couple of years, man. 5 years ago, the things that we live in right now, we would have never thought that these things would have ever happened before, man. All right, before the pandemic, you would have never thought that they would have had the power to be able to shut down all these businesses and things like that, man. The way that they did, man. You would have never thought that you would have seen all these damn freaks walking around the way you see them nowadays, man. So, hey, you know, this is coming to a point, to a end, like the scriptures say. It's going to be a time like never before since there was a nation on the earth, even into the same very time. All right, so now we're starting to see the fulfillment of this here wicked-ass society, man. We see the fulfillment of Esau's kingdom coming into an end. We see the fulfillment of all these here prophecies that the scriptures speak about, all right, being played out before our eyes, man. All right, we see the MOTB being built up. We see wars and rumors of wars. We see the weapons of mass destruction. All right, how does the scripture say? The weapons of the Lord's indignation, all right, being created, man. We seeing all these things being put forth. That's another big major thing that's been going on in the news again over this week, man. All right, the nuclear missiles, man. All right, more and more developments in that aspect, man. And then you also have the beast starting to hate the whore. All right, the French president over there saying, "Hey, look, man, we need to keep an open dialogue with Russia, man. We gotta start dialogue. We can't just sit here and do this bullshit stuff that y'all keep saying. You know, you got Zelensky making laws where he can't negotiate with Putin. All right, and then Zelensky coming over here to America, they treating this nigga like a movie star and everything else like that, man. Hey, all these things is still happening while you have people that's over here lost in the so-called Christmas spirit, man. Lost in the sauce about these different things that's going on out here, man. Hey, man, but you just might not never know what's coming on around the corner while you over here being distracted by this. The scripture say the thief is gonna come, it's gonna come like a thief in the night, man. Are you gonna get caught unaware, off guard, man? While you over here having your little Christmas spirit that's going on, man. The spirit of death and destruction is still in the air, man. Hot and heavier than ever, man. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone that taught us this truth and rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. And until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.